If this panel was designed for one race, it was this one, the Stan James Champion Hurdle, because Nicky's got 3 in it, Alan's got 2 in it, and they've all got some sort of a chance. Alan Yanworth, who's a horse that has won at Kempton and Wincanton. Is it fair to say that neither of those tracks would necessarily play to his strengths?
No, we've made that very clear all the way through, that, you know, he's not a sort of speed horse, and but unfortunately those were the only races we could go for, you know. After Kempton, which I was delighted he won, obviously, we trained him for the Champion Hurdle. The ideal preparation was to come here a month or so ago, but we had a setback and we had to miss Sandown. And it was a rush to get him to Wincanton, and he certainly was a long way off being fully tuned. But again, he's got away with it. And I mean, the one thing I liked about him that day at Wincanton was he actually, when he passed the line, he had his ears pricked, and I think that's always a very good sign. The good news is that we've had a totally clean run since, and you know, he worked very well through the week. He did his final bit of work yesterday morning, and Mark Walsh came over on Thursday, schooled him over 12 flights of hurdles, and you know, he's never jumped quicker or slicker, really, since we've had him. So all I can say is he's in the best form I've had him in all season. Whether that's good enough to win a Champion Hurdle, I'm not sure, but he'll certainly be very much in the mix.
Is he in better form going into the Cheltenham Festival than he was 12 months ago?
I think in general my horses are in better form than they were 12 months ago. I mean, we had a pretty awful March. I think I had 2 winners in the whole month, and I think considering how out of form they were, for him to finish second says a lot for the horse.
We'll come to So Royal, your other runner, in a minute. Nicky, how worried are you about Yanworth? You've got Brain Power, you've got Bouverdet, you've got My Tentor, yours, who's been second at 18 festivals. Which is Yanworth the horse that you're most worried about?
I think yes, I think he is. I'd like to be in JP's shoes, really, because I think he has a strong hand with Yanworth, Bouverdet, Tent. That's a strong hand. Between Kiki and I hope we've got some sort of look. We all hope we can win, and if they don't, well, we're quite good buddies, so we'll appreciate each other. We can go and have a drink. We know that. Yanworth is, yeah, I can see where he is. I'm sure that Wincanton wouldn't be his track. When he couldn't come here, we then switched. Bouverdet came into the Contenders Hurdle here, and he sort of put himself back in the picture because we'd been chasing. The important thing, again, is going to be the ground. Between our little lot, Bouverdet is the one guy that really loves soft ground. Tent and Brain Power would prefer it better ground. It looks if it's just the pendulum sounds of it swinging towards them, and therefore there would be that concern with Bouverdet. It's not that he can't go on good ground, it just he loves it soft. If you like that, then you've got an advantage over the other guys that don't like it. And you know, like today was testing ground, to be fair, and he loves this sort of thing.
On the basis that it's, well, before I ask you that, in terms of raw ability, raw talent, just pure class, how would you rank your 3 in order?
Well, Tent's been there and done it, and actually he is in good form. He's had a good freshen up since. He hasn't run since the Christmas Hurdle. He worked at Kempton, and I'm very happy where he is. I can't say he's in the same place as he was when he was second in it last year, because he hadn't run for 2 years then. But so we've had a different ploy this time. We've tried to train him. I think he's in good shape.
So we're putting him in at number 1?
No. Tent?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I don't. But he and the new one are great because they've been doing this for years. Brain Power, good. He's very talented. Big step. Handicap, no listed, no Group 3, Group 2, nothing. Straight into Grade 1. Tough.
So we're putting Brain Power in at number 1?
On good ground, he might just have the advantage over Bouverdet, who wants it soft.
Okay. So Brain Power, Tent, Bouverdet on good ground. Soft ground, Bouverdet, Tent, Brain Power.
Have I confused you enough?
Yeah. Well, I think we're getting there.
Just one question, Nicky. Would you be riding My Tentor Yours a bit more conservatively in that Kempton?
No, I think we feel probably he's not as free as he used to be. So there's no point. You don't have to cover him up. You don't have to hide him. He gets home well. What he wants is a really strongly run race. Where's the pace going to come from? That's going to be interesting.
I thought he was going to be pacemaker, Nicky, no?
Not for you, anyway. No, tends to, no, he wants a strongly run race. And I mean, round somewhere like Kemp, he's much more relaxed. I think you've seen him this year. We're taking off all those gadgetries that were well publicised that he was wearing for the last 2 years. AP couldn't hold him. Barry couldn't hold him. We're switching again. Aidan Coleman rides him. And he gets on well with him. He came and schooled him the other day. He was electric. Hurdling, which is what a good hurdler is all about. And on good ground, you don't have to the problem was he used to pull so hard. Now he's not doing that. Yeah, let him run his own race.
Tony, have you had a bet in the race?
Yeah, I've been nibbling at Petit Mouchoir and Brain Power for a couple of months, actually. I look at the race now, and I think the market is pretty much as it should be. My Tent or Yours and the likes of My Tent or Yours has come down in price. The new one was available at 50s after that Cheltenham, very briefly, with one firm after that Cheltenham winner in the season. And obviously that's come down to 14-1 now. I can't see there's that much juice in the market at the moment. Obviously we've got Moon Racer coming in today as well, which is interesting. I can't see it myself. It probably needs to improve the best part of a stone and a half to be there. But the very fact that there is, could well be a tip in itself. Now, I think the pace of the race will come from the new one and Petit Mouchoir. So I think it will be strongly run. I hope they'll let the new one go on. Petit Mouchoir will sit second. I don't think they want to make the pace on Petit Mouchoir. And I just think it's a very improving horse. When it won the Ryanair Hurdle, it actually took off from 2 out. So it's got plenty of speed as well as stamina. So I'd be I think you can get around about 8-1 in some places, Petit Mouchoir. That's probably the bet in the race if there's anything. But I can't see a lot of juice in this price. The one thing I would say, and Alan mentioned Malcolm Jessam, the very fact that they're running Cyrus Darius here is quite interesting. He doesn't come to the festival very much, but when he does, the likes of Cape Tribulation, they do very well. It won the Moor Battle quite well. Again, that's another horse that probably needs to improve 20 pounds on what he's shown. But
he wouldn't have won the Moor Battle if Born Survivor hadn't followed. I mean, that wouldn't have been a champion hurdle if it started now. No, I think he probably would have done. I mean, like I said, he wasn't sure to do that, but they've obviously thought a lot of it, had problems after winning a Grade 2 a couple of years ago. Now, it is the rank outsider of the field, but I just think it's interesting of sorts. Perhaps not a betting interest, but it's interesting sorts that they're coming here. You
only need one of these bullets to hit the target, TC, and you'll be well in. Jamie, what do you like in the Champion Hurdle?
Yeah, I like Yanworth. I like the way he does it. He seems pretty relaxed and chilled out, and he's won on tracks. Everyone knows it hasn't suited him, and I think the hill is going to put up the best in him. I think he'll relax in the race. I just like the way he does things. I thought he was there to be shot at Wincanton. I thought So Royale would have done him for speed, but he's winning one well there, and he pricks his ears after the line. And I'd be on Yanworth, but I think Moon Racer he could run a half decent race.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree with you. And before we wrap this up, Alan, So Royal, who was third to Yanworth was he second or third in the Kingwell? Third in the Kingwell, who you also train. Nice quick ground. If you get it on Tuesday, could he outrun those odds of 36-1?
He could. I mean, I must admit, I was disappointed with him at Wincanton. I actually ran him in the race because I thought Yanworth was very vulnerable that day, and I thought, well, I want to win the Kingwell, so I better run Sue Royal. And between the last two, that's what looked likely. But he finished a little bit weakly, but he did have a real blow, and whether I'd been a little bit easy on him because he hadn't run since November. So he's in very good form. I just feel if he couldn't beat Yanworth at Wincanton, he's not going to do it on Tuesday.